Good morning, everyone. It's Lee Henson, president and founder of Agile Dad, and it's time for today's edition of Daily Stand Up. So, without any further ado, let's get started. I received an email with a link that sort of concerns me. So, I thought I'd throw it out there to you to get your opinion. So, I'd love to hear what you feel about this. So, this was just posted yesterday. So, it was posted a day ago, and it's on Reddit, and it's in their Agile thread. And here's the question that was posed. It says, quote, what parts of the Agile Iteration Manager or Scrum Master role can be automated and what cannot? Yipes. I think this person had a little too much to drink over the holidays or something's going on here. I mean, my first thoughts right away are, how can you automate? I guess, so let me tell you a little story. So there was a big wahoo about raising the minimum wage in the city of Seattle. And I remember this pretty explicitly. The reason I remember it is because there was a franchise owner of a local restaurant chain there, McDonald's, and they contacted me and they said, if there's going to be the severe increase in minimum wage, how much would it cost for me to buy a machine to be able to produce the orders? And, that begged, a good question. What percentage of a human's work could be automated by a machine to save them money so that they weren't paying the extreme minimum wage costs that Seattle had present at the time? What I can tell you is it became more economically feasible for them, and that's why many of the McDonald's restaurants have gone to the little kiosks where you can type in what you want, pay with your credit card, do it all right there, and then go up to the counter when your number is called and pick up your order. It's just that simple, right? It even got to the point where in some cities, there was no counter. You could go up and you pay for everything at the little kiosk. And then when you go to the counter, they have a door and it says your order is in number 5 or whatever. And you hold your phone up to it, scan the barcode, and it opens up and there's your order. So you don't even see a human in many cases, right? So my question here is that possible to do with the Scrum Master role? And I love the very first reply from someone named Whack-A-Mole. Funny name. If your Scrum Master is doing things that could be automated, they're obviously doing the wrong things. I'll tell you right now that kind of stole the show and that kind of answers the question. I could probably mic drop and leave it there, right? But the truth is I have to dig in a little more. So there's another gentleman who replied. His name is Dingabat, and he says, or Dingbat, sorry. He says, I've been a Scrum Master for over 15 years. I have much respect for that. He says, as a Scrum Master, I've done the following. Taught Scrum, tenets of extreme programming, and Kanban to teams and leadership. Coached managers to let their teams make a few mistakes and let them learn from those mistakes. Taught product owners how to write really good farm stories. Taught teams how to do a specification by example. Occasionally called BS on a team when they say we can change that or we don't want to change that because it's really hard, those kind of things. Applied therapy. I love this one, being a psychologist. Applied therapy to managers who really, really wanted to command and control the hell out of their teams. Walk miles between teams to open lines of communication. Coach developers and testers on how they really aren't enemies and can actually speak to each other. Held about 1 million lunch and learns over various agile topics. Coaxed people to think outside of the box. Spoken truth to authority and paid the price for doing so. Cut the umbilical cord for teams that were afraid to stand on their own 2 feet, fought for additional training for teams, purchased software and or hardware for teams with my own money when the organization purchasing pipeline was just too darn slow. Coached extroverts to encourage their introvert team members to participate, encouraged introverts to participate, coached people on working together across cultures and across other barriers, organized parties for groups. Taught testers how to do exploratory testing, taught developers how to do unit testing, facilitated 1 million meetings, most having nothing to do with the Scrum ceremonies, introduced concepts like Q theory, Little's Law, theory of constraints, Boyd's OODA loop, Monte Carlo simulation, and many others. Taught teams how to forecast without using time-based estimates, taught developers and testers about risks and root cause analysis. Encourage people to try new things, organize pilots for pair programming, mob programming, test-driven development, and other scary ideas. Asked, what have you got to lose by trying this? About 1,000 times a week. And attended the odd daily Scrum and retrospective that everyone said couldn't happen. He goes on to say, if you could find a way to automate most of this, please do it. I would be eternally grateful. Okay. That for me was a mic drop moment, right? Hearing someone call out. And oftentimes I say 70% of what a Scrum Master does is not something that you document. It's not something you can run a report and see. This list by Dingbat is a pretty good list. You could tell that he has the experience, and I was pretty impressed that that list came to pass. The truth is, when you go to automate, more times than not, automation makes something else less valuable. And I'm not saying that automation is bad, because I always say Agile without test automation is dead. But if you're trying to take away the human touch that teams have by removing the Scrum Master's capabilities, you're heading in the wrong direction, and you're heading for that cliff, and you're going to fly over the cliff if you keep doing that. The most important pieces of Agile are the individuals and interactions over the processes and tools. So, it's weird to think that in one case, the tool, the robot, could replace the human because of the simple processes and the simple things that it does. Cook a burger in the oven, flop it onto a bun, put some sauce on. Make you think twice about going to McDonald's next time, right? But I think that trying to get people to automate what a Scrum Master does just really doesn't resonate. It really doesn't feel like a good idea. There's something that feels very wrong about it. And I hope that you realized that when we were going through that list. Whether you're doing a refining session, a retro session, you can do those things without a Scrum Master. But how much better would they be if you had a really good Scrum Master? I love Ken Schwaber's quote from my first Scrum Master class when he said, the key to having an organization transition from a traditional framework to a more agile or Scrum framework rests squarely on the shoulders of how well your Scrum Master can do their job. If your Scrum Master is a powerful Scrum Master and they can do their job, they're going to have a fantastic opportunity to help steer the ship within your organization. If your Scrum Master is weak, it's going to be a long time coming before you see change, if you see change at all. And oftentimes it requires the help of an outside organization. So I hope you found this one useful. I hope you found it exciting. It's always fun to hear these war stories from the battlefield. If you have a topic you want to discuss, feel free to reach out to me. Learn more at agiledad.com. We'd love to put your topic on. And if you want to visit more information about this or any other topic that's Agile related, feel free to tune in at agiledad.com. We'd love to have you. My other challenge for you this week is to try to find at least one additional person that hasn't listened to the Daily Stand-Up podcast and give them an opportunity to do so. I promise they won't be disappointed in the end. Thank you for all you do. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, take care.